Hi, welcome to Shadowrun Dragonfall Part 12. This is the tail end of the last set of missions I did, so it's a little heavily edited, but I've tried to stretch it out a bit more. I didn't take live footage though, but we're back from our mission False Flag with a few objectives to do. We've still got to go to Frankfurt Tour for the solo mission. I've got to notify Samuel of the Humanist plot, which I'm going to do now. He's pretty happy. Details on the datapad. Horrific and vile. I'm just going to maximise this, hang on. There we go. So I can actually read it. He's overstepped his bounds. I was his undoing. That's excellent news. He's not ashamed to hear that he's dead. Well, that's nice. So he's going to pay us off, which is good. Now, time to drop off the... I wanted to pay him off as well. I figure I'll just give him money. For that. Now he's got a library, literature, philosophy, poetry. Next up they want some worker training, but I'll do that after the next run. Then I'm just giving 5 credits to the dancer. I'm continuing to do this because it seems like maybe something will happen there. There was a maintenance worker over here. You want to make a little extra scratch? Yes, I do. So what's happened is the sewers have gone out of action. And I need to fix those at some point, but first of all I want to drop off the payment. But then I noticed this area down here which I hadn't seen before, and there's a girl called Lucky Strike. She's smoking a cigarette. Lucky Strike. Oh, cigarettes. Anyway, she's basically saying Monica held the place together and what's my deal taking it, you know, how can an anarchist want to run an operation like that? But she didn't really have much of any interest to say. So I kind of skipped it. There's nothing else of interest down here, but I'll pop down again after the next mission, see if anything's come up. Went here to drop off that and got a karma and 500 new yen. Oh, it was, yeah, new yen. Maybe I made that realization before. Dropped off the formula for jazz with Zack Flash. And that was about that. Then headed off to see Paul. He's got news. 4-ish Finger's up to large scale and well funded. There's a money trail leading to 4-ish Finger from all over the world to an offshore fund with a dummy address. She has access to all the resources. She wants to carry it out, which isn't great. When she launched her attack on humanity, it was an act of hubris. She lashed out because she didn't consider our species to be a threat. Equally hubristic for us to assume that all make the same mistake twice. She'll continue digging into it. And there was a readable surface of another of the DVDs that I'll have a look at in the next upload. One unread message from Gunrari Metback. He's having his hardware deliveries intercepted. So we need to go and deal with that at some point if we want new weapons. So I think that's probably going to be my next job after the sewers. Well, I don't know, my weapons are kind of okay at the moment. Anyway, we made 3,750 here. It automatically takes money away for Alice's funds, which is good. Ammunition and resupply costs for the crew and their salary gets taken out as well. There was some stuff on the BBS that was kind of amusing. There's a guy basically doing a paid blog, which I thought was quite funny. And then this one drunk messages this guy Rolling Thunder. Hoi chummers, I could use your help. Great, another newbie who thinks he's on a tech support board. It sounds like an ad bot's keyed into your deck. No, Bandit, I haven't been anywhere like that. Some scam site will give you 10 to 1 odds. All I did was make an online dating profile. Let me guess, meet and mate? How did you guess? That's not a real dating site, Tundra. It's a place where desperate people go to get infected with malware. Buy a new deck. Goodbye. And then I picked up or posted the Humanist Safe House list. There we are, to put that up for sale. And then had a chat with Iga. I'd like to hear about your time in the KSK. She wasn't going to tell me, but I pushed through. Doesn't have to be a war story, better idea who I'm running with. Fine, you win. How'd you get your street name? This is kind of a dark story. and I handled it completely the wrong way. Huge, beautiful, dangerous to climb. She broke 3 of his ribs and the name stuck. Remind me not to proposition you. See, I thought she'd find that funny. But she did not. Cry you a river, you overreacted, I go. Nah, unfortunately I went with just joking, which was unfortunate. I was never reprimanded by the top brass though, they knew what I knew. You want to hear what I did, or you'd rather just drop it? Plenty of other things I could be doing right now. Go ahead, tell me. Alright, I will. The only choice in the matter was whether it happened under my terms or his. She's, I mean, borderline psycho. But her new name meant the troll who doesn't take poo from anyone, rather than someone who is easy to whatever it was. Not that you'd have succeeded, but it would have done wonders. Tell me about your team. Fair enough. 2 commando squads working together as a single unit. Combat deckers and a leader. See, this is why I should have been upgrading my charisma as well, so that I've got more options in conversations. That's kind of key. What happened to the team? They died, that's all you need to know. And then I got Glory to unpick a bit. There we go, I finally pushed. It isn't happening, it happened and she fixed it. She's not ready to talk about this yet. She wants a bit more space, so then I pushed again because I figured why not. You kind of started running more shadows more than 5 years ago. How come vintage chrome? So we pushed back. I'm leader of this team, which seemed like a kind of a lame option, but she took it. So I said, please. Her family lived in Stuttgart. Her family, once upon a time, his father was a decent person. The dad that I knew was an old damaged Eurovet. So they were basically insane. I'm sorry, Glory, no child should have to grow up around that. I figured, rather than just raging against her dad as well, I should sympathise. Anyway, aside from the fact that my dad and his buddies were a bunch of murderous assholes, this stuff is clearly helping you to work through it. But then she kind of closed up. Dietrich didn't have much going on. We had a bit of a chat about Alexander. He sent him off to the place that we've just given money to. But the Dragon Slayer has given him a new power, which is quite exciting. There we are. He can basically make temporary ley lines. That last a couple of rounds. I tried it in the next mission. Didn't seem to do a huge amount, but and other mages can benefit from it as well, which is something, I guess, but since I'm not a mage it's kind of irrelevant. And then I went to have a chat with Blitz. He's strapped for cash, so I kind of pushed on that too. Turns out he's run up some debts. Nothing serious, just a bunch of IOUs. No one's going to come looking, thankfully. So he's paying them off, but that's where his money's going. Third and finally, he was involved with a girl. I'll tell you about it if you ask me to, but we're verging deep into personal territory. You're clearly preoccupied with this is a professional idea, so I said, spit it out and we'll deal with it. Alright, where to begin? Emily and Drogenkipper, she was the first person. It's crazy about her, Chief. To this day, she's the only person I could have met who could outdeck me, and the real kicker is she wasn't even a decker by trade. There's nothing she wasn't good at. Sounds like a hell of a girl. She made things right. I don't think much of people, Chief. Emotional attachments really aren't my thing. But then she disappeared. came out of nowhere. One day she was just gone. There was a handwritten note on old-fashioned paper, leave me alone. Couldn't think of anything that would drive her to do a thing like that. So did you find her? And then I pushed him to go and investigate her further. No, she's gone dollface without a trace. I'm surprised you've given up so easily. There must be some place you haven't looked. I don't know, dollface. I really did look everywhere at a great personal cost. Yeah, you might be right. I thought I was done with this. You do that, Blitz. Good luck. So then I popped out to talk to Mallet to see if she'd finished that drone, and she had. It's a complication. It's got a custom AIOS stack on it, IOS. Artificial Intelligence Operating System. Anyway, we need to find someone, the owner, essentially. Maybe Blitz will have more information, actually. Perhaps I could talk to him about that drone. And then I had a little chat with Cammy. She hasn't got much to add, really. But I'm sure she's going to be a good source of information later. Hello again, I hear you've been busy. It's not gossip, it's work. Survival, really. Better than some other lives, which is true. Alta gave her a good job. Then I went to see Algernon, and he's got a lot of good information. Feuerschwinger, the Firewing, first of the great dragons to awaken, the first to be killed by meta-humanity, or so the story goes. Looks like I asked the right person. Absinthe chimes in. A great dragon is not like other awakened creatures, whereas a basilisk is just a Komodo dragon. A great dragon is magic. When a great dragon falls, the sound resonates across time and space, and he didn't hear it. Feuerschwinger awakened along with Lofweir, Nebelheer and Kaltenstein the first decade of this century. Seen over the Herz Mountains, Feuerschwinger was never engaged in dialogue. Said to have killed her over socks, but her body was never recovered. I think faked her own death too, but then as Algernon wisely points out, keep away from movies, they'll rot your brain. Dragons are cunning, quite cunning, and a sealed emergency zone is by its very nature sealed. We can never know what happens inside with certainty. The Disciples of Cleansing Fire is actually Feuerschwinger trapped in human form. I asked him some other stuff about magic, but he didn't really add much more. And that was kind of the end of that. So on the left is part 11 if you missed that, and on the right part 12. We're going to go down into the sewers and find out what's going on there. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.